Bulavinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, fire destroys Laotoka Hospital operating theatre. First sugar sale under fair trade deal. And November sees 21 charged for sexual offences.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
A fire fully destroyed the old operating theatre at the Laotoka Hospital early this morning. The Laotoka Fire Station received the emergency call at around 1 a.m. and immediately responded. Felipe Naikaso has more.
This was the scene early this morning as the old operating theatre of the Laotoka Hospital went up in flames. This amateur footage shows the extent of the fire. As firefighters arrived, the hospital staff were evacuating the patients from the building. More amateur footage showed the patients had been moved to the car park. Apparently, it was the loud sound of cracking glass that first drew attention to the fire.
Sister called me and I thought she wanted to go to the washroom, but she shouted about the fire. At the same time, when I looked outside, I saw the flames, so I told others to go outside.
Nearly 1 o'clock, the fire started. The security came from down. He just told that the fire started, then you have to go down to the parking lot. So all the nurses and the security were here. So I took my father with the security and the nurses to the car park.
Attorney General Ayasad Kayum also paid a courtesy visit to the hospital and commended the work put in by the staff.
Thankful that nobody got hurt and that the staff, would like to commend them. A lot of them who I met have been here since midnight last night. They still have not gone home. In fact, one of them said that they're in their mufti, they came out and they're now going home to change and come back to work. So I'd like to thank them for their assistance and their dedication.
The National Fire Authority has begun investigations.
We now join Felipe Naikaso, who is at the Laotoka Hospital. Felipe, could you tell us what is the latest on the ground, as we know that investigations are currently underway?
Yes, thank you very much, Jackie. And as you've mentioned, investigations are still underway by the National Fire Authority and the Fiji Police Force to ascertain the cause of the fire at the old operation at the Laotoka Hospital. Something I'd like to mention is I've been to the hospital just now and I mentioned that majority of the staff who are here in the morning are still here at the hospital, trying to make sure that some of the operations which are still down are currently brought back up. These staff have been here since early this morning and they've gone home to change and they've come back and they are trying to ensure that the services which are down are brought back up. This is something that has been commended by the Attorney General himself, who had visited the hospital earlier in the morning. He said that these staff were doing a very great job in making sure that the patient's care and the patient's welfare were looked after. Also, the Minister for Health, Rosie Akbar, had visited the hospital just a while ago. She also commended the staff for working overtime in making sure that the parts of the hospital which were still closed will be opened very soon. And we just talked about the National Fire Authority will be probably wrapping up the investigations probably this week. And also the Ministry of Health has sent out a statement also advising people here in the Western Divisions to also to advise them to make sure that some of the services here at the hospital will not be available due to this very difficult time that the Laotoka Hospital is going through. So they are asking for everyone to please be mindful when they're coming over to the Laotoka Hospital to not expect a full service at the moment, as these services will still be down, and that only priority will be given to those who need urgent care. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Felipe. All cane farmers stand to directly benefit from a smart fair trade deal coordinated by the Fiji Sugar Corporation. FBC News understands US $300,000 of the sugar sale will go towards cane farmers in each of the 3 mill areas. Laotoka reports.
The Fiji Sugar Corporation has been able to sell 15,000 tons of fair trade certified sugar to a European-based sugar refiner. The smart fair trade deal is a one-off sale done outside of the EU preferential price agreement.
Council commends the effort of FSC and the government for securing this deal with the fair trade recognized sugar buyers, and this will immensely benefit the growers of Fiji, and we hope that in future these fair trade sugar markets will continue.
The recent commercial deal saw the shipment of the 15,000 tons of sugar in September before the end of the EU preferential market agreement. Under this deal, close to 700,000 Fijian dollars will go towards each of the 3 farming cooperatives in the country.
One is the Lambasa Cane Producers Association, the Rarawai Penang Cane Producers Association, and the Laotoka Cane Producers Association, and I'm sure whatever is given back to the farmers will be of great help and assistance to the growers as they prepare for the new season.
Fiji is 100% fair trade certified and has been supplying sugar to its customers globally for the last 2 decades. The main economic benefit of the fair trade standards in sugar is the premium of $60 per ton of cane above the negotiated purchase price. This premium goes directly to the Fiji Cane Producers Association and is being used to directly help farmers.
We were getting benefits from the fertilizer subsidies. It's like $5 per bag of manure, and the drainage and planting was before we were getting about 1-2 years before. But now, for this year 2017, we got a benefit of weedicides, knife and files, and the dead benefit of $500.
Fair trade was launched in the 1990s to improve the position of small sugar cane growers in developing countries as their products are being undervalued in the global sugar market. Laotoka, FBC News.
21 people were charged in relation to sexual offences in 31 separate incidents last month. Of the 21 people, 3 were police officers. Kelly Vadala with the details.
2 officers were charged with 2 counts of abduction with intent to have carnal knowledge of a 17-year-old girl, while another officer was charged with 2 counts of indecent assault and 1 count of sexual assault of a female officer. There was one incident where a school head teacher was charged with sexual offences. He is charged with rape, sexual assault, indecent assault and indecently annoying his students. In another incident, a 28-year-old man was charged with a count of abduction with intent to have carnal knowledge of a 17-year-old girl. The victim fell pregnant as a result. There were 4 incidents where the accused and victims were domestically related to one another. There was an incident where a 61-year-old grandfather was charged for raping his 8-year-old granddaughter. A gang rape incident was also recorded where the 4 accused persons were cousins and brother-in-law of the victim. A stepfather was also charged in another matter for sexually assaulting his 12-year-old daughter, and in another incident, a man was charged for raping and sexually assaulting his 9-year-old cousin. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Police Commissioner Brigadier General Siti Veningilio is pleading with parents and guardians to spend more time with their children over the holidays and take an active interest in their lives. The Commissioner says this year's suicide cases involving children and young adults has highlighted a concerning trend. He says today's generation are exposed to more pressure in society than previous generations.
We can't be losing lives to drowning, to suicides where we fail in our duties to sit down and talk to our children. The stats for suicides has been alarming this year. Attempted suicides and suicides, both over 90. And that's worrying.
Still to come, Provincial levy tops council meeting. And direct aid to cyclone victims from Kana projects. Stay with us.
Moala Radada Ranavika, O tikongon na tao ni Laotoka, ando talifaka na wakaronga ng Bula FM, number 2 na sere.
Ya dora chubuni kurna bili. Bora ni batu karah hambara binaranga. Do talitakina na wakaronga ng Bula FM, number 2 na sere. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 na sere.
More than 12 communities from the coastal areas of Koro and Ra will benefit from the 5-year Kana project launched by Save the Children Fiji today. The project aims to improve the well-being of children by providing necessary assistance to their families for income-generating projects. Savara Thambor reports more than 3,000 Fijians will benefit from the program.
Save the Children Fiji has for the first time engaged into livelihood programs to support Cyclone Winston victims. Chief Executive Iris Low Mackenzie says the program has been designed after they identified the worst affected areas in Ra and Koro.
2 regions that were most affected will be the focus of this 5-year project in Ra and Koro Island. The impacts of this agricultural loss will impact them for several years, as high winds, flooding and storm surges impose substantial damage to permanent plantations.
The project aims to increase the resilience of communities and improve outcomes for children affected by the cyclone through agriculture and food security.
This is one of those really unique projects where it's sort of multifaceted but hits on a number of really important areas. In particular for Fiji, I think agriculture, education and resilience, it kind of ties them all together really nicely.
The $3.9 million project is funded by the New Zealand Ministry for Foreign Affairs and Trade in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, Education and Food and Agriculture Office. Sabira Tamboa, FBC News.
The Fiji National Provident Fund will introduce SMS alert to notify members of the successful processing of payments for their withdrawal applications. Chief Operating Officer Chochi Karoi says as part of the fund's Go Digital strategy, they are all exploring technology platforms to enhance accessibility. Karoi says the new service will ease the engagement process for members as they no longer have to follow up on their payment with the fund. To access the service, members will need to ensure their correct mobile phone number is registered when they put in their withdrawal application. Various issues were raised during the Lomaiviti Provincial Council meeting today. Individuals collecting funds for the provincial levy was an issue that was addressed and sorted. Ana Ravulo with this report.
The objective of the meeting was to discuss a new way forward for the development of the Lomaiviti province.
From the past few years, we've been doing fund gathering for the provincial levy. Now we've changed it this year. We want to do, we call in Fijian, community collection of investment funds. We target to do this in the next 5 years.
President of the Lomaiviti Women's Group, Sereana Ngoro, says the meeting will not only help people with chiefly status, but also people at the grassroots level.
I am excited about the discussions this morning because it's centered around economic development within the province. More importantly, how economic development within the province can filter down to the family level, individual level.
Meanwhile, the Lomaiviti Carnival currently underway at the Carnival Park in Turak will end on Saturday. Ana Ravulo, FBC News.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, good start for Fijian weightlifters at Pacific Mini Games, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. Deal makes FEA bill payment easier. And in growing Fiji, new factory to make noni tea and juice. Stay with us.
I'm under a sort of of Neabu whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Laotoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In business tonight, HFC Bank customers can now pay their FEA bills through online and mobile banking. This after the bank and FEA embarked on a new partnership today. The bill pay platform allows customers to pay their bills 24/7 through the comfort of their phones and computers.
That convenience for the customers working through traffic or coming out of busy schedule of work. It is one of the things that you can do from your table desktop to pay your bills and ensure that your bills are timely paid.
In this electronic and digital age, and as Mr. Sharma said, people have a very busy schedule. The traffic in Suva is terrible. The traffic probably anywhere in Fiji these days we go is building up, and therefore people do not wish to actually walk, to the utility to pay their bills. People would rather prefer that in the comfort of their office or homes, 24/7, anytime, they should be able to pay the bill.
A new Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank has been appointed. Esala Masitambua takes over the position from January 1st. Masitambua has over 20 years of central banking experience, having joined the bank in 1997. During his venture at RBF, he assumed a number of senior roles and responsibilities, including acting as the Deputy Governor on several occasions. RBF Governor and Board Chair Arif Ali says the bank is pleased to have Masitambua, a seasoned central banker, assume this critical and challenging role. And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the stock market.
Thank you. Let's look at the South Pacific Stock Exchange market rep from last week. A total of 9 securities were traded, with 54,837 shares exchanging hands. The accumulated value of the transactions was $52,619 in 45 trades. The price gainers for the week were Fiji Care Insurance, gained 16.7% to close at $1.05. Kinetic Growth Fund rose 6% to close at 53 cents. Please Global rose 28.4% to end the week at $1.90. Other gainers were the Rice Company of Fiji, increased 0.3% to close at $4.03. Vision Investments rose 3% to close at $2.78. And Fijian Holdings Limited increased 1.6% to end the week at $5.08. Subsequent to the various share price movements, the overall capitalization of the market rose 0.8% and concluded the week at a value of $1.8 billion. And that's the wrap from our local stock market. Thank you.
Thanks, Sharon. Looking at today's current exchange rate set each morning for the Fijian dollar. The Fijian dollar rose against most currencies over the weekend, but was slightly down against our neighbours, our close trading partners as well, Australia, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. As for the commodities market, oil prices were slightly up to close at $57.41 a barrel. Gold was down to close at $1,276 an ounce, and silver dipped to close at $16.33 an ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, a new noni tea manufacturing factory opened in Vatuanga today. The factory is managed by Evergreen Group Limited from the province of Guangdong in China. Board Chair William Sito says the noni tea and juices will be produced for the international market. Sito says the noni leaves will be purchased from various farmers in Tailevu and Naimosi. Over 10 locals will be employed at the factory.
Fiji at the moment we get a license, not allow for the retail. Maybe we wholesaling for the duty-free shop first. So we use a special machine and a higher level of technology to make noni tea to benefit for Fiji and for international.
And that's business this evening. Now to sports. Here's Jamie with the latest.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Tulo bags first gold medals for Fiji, and AFL Oceania Cup gets underway in Suva. This and more after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त
मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट आई लव मिर्ची एफएम
हमें स्पिन तक हुआ कि मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट
Port Villa's Coleman Stadium hosted the opening ceremony of the 10th Pacific Mini Games last night. The sights, sounds and colors of Vanuatu's unique culture welcomed athletes and officials from around the region to the two-week competition. Meli Tavanga reports.
The crowd was on its feet when the Vanuatu Pacific Mini Games theme song led by Author Knight was performed.
Rise, Vanuatu, rise, rise up for the world to see, shine Pacific, shine.
Athletes entered the arena as is the tradition under their nation's name and flag. There was great excitement and cheering from the 5,000 sold-out crowd, which stretched around the new venue from grandstand seating to grassy slopes. There were the drummers from the Leamington Cultural Group who was something that proved the hit with the crowd. Pacific Games Council President Vidya Larkin urged athletes to respect their opponents and inspire the next generation.
The sporting world will be focusing on our games, our athletes and our host Vanuatu. Therefore, it is our moment in time to showcase ourselves as true ambassadors of our respective sport, as true ambassadors of our respective countries.
Singer Vanessa Kwe then lit the arena singing with her performance before the ceremony concluded with a 9-minute fireworks display, staying true to the game's motto, ignite the spirit within. Melitavanga, FBC Sports.
Fiji won its first medals at the 2017 Pacific Mini Games in weightlifting. Serawaya Malani bagged 3 silver medals in the women's 48-kilogram category, lifting 65 kilograms in the clean and jerk and 50 kg in the snatch, with a total of 115 kg overall. Areta Mundunavode, competing in the 53-kilogram category, won 2 bronze medals with a 70 kg lift in the clean and jerk. She had attempted to lift 75 kg but was unsuccessful. Her second bronze was from her total lift of 126 kilograms. Meanwhile, Pacific weightlifting queen Ndika Toua and younger sister Thelma of Papua New Guinea dominated both weight divisions, winning 3 gold medals each. And Fiji's first gold medals were won by weightlifter Manuele Tulo, who won 3 gold medals this afternoon in the men's 56-kilogram category. Tulo lifted a total of 109 kilograms in the snatch and 129 kilograms in the clean and jerk for a total of 238 kg. Meanwhile, in the men's 62-kilogram division, Pua Manganga of Fiji won 3 silver medals, lifting 110 kg in the snatch and 127 kg in the clean and jerk for a total of 237 kg. Morea Baru of PNG dominated that weight division, bagging 3 gold medals. Fiji's table tennis teams were in top form in the second round of competition today. The Fiji women's team continued their unbeaten run, defeating Tuvalu 5-0 on day 2 of the competition. They also beat Tuvalu yesterday with the same results. In the men's division, Fiji also defeated Tuvalu by 5 sets. The table tennis competition continues tomorrow with those results to determine the playoffs. Following the Dubai Sevens last weekend, there are 2 players leading the DHL performance tracker for 2018. Returning from 15's duty in Super Rugby, former World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year Sebalo Senatla and Samoa's Almanda Motunga both finished up with a total of 50 points, while Scotland's Darcy Graham managed 43. Senatla scored 7 tries to help his side win the Dubai Sevens title. Both Senatla and Motunga were equal on offloads with 7 points apiece. Meanwhile, Fiji is pooled with Samoa, Canada and Wales at the Cape Town Sevens this weekend. The Laotoka Football Association is urging all its fans to come out in numbers when the Blues take on OFC Champions League finalist Team Wellington in a 2-match friendly this weekend. The 2 games are in the build-up for the OFC Champions League next February. Laotoka Football President Abdul Kadar says the fans will get to watch a classy Wellington outfit which has a number of big-name players.
Game on Friday, and then we have a game again on Saturday. Yes, we are looking forward to play this game as a build-up which will bring in more experience and more players can see what they are capable of going into the O-League, you know.
Young Pacific AFL players are vying for a spot in the Oceania team, which will play in the Queensland Under-16 Championship in April. Players from Fiji, Vanuatu and Nauru are taking part in the Oceania Cup underway in Suva and are being closely watched by selectors. Luciana Tangedakimbao has more.
The highlight of these young footy players will not only be winning the Oceania Cup, but getting the call-up with the Oceania team.
Best kids from all of the countries, so obviously Fiji, Vanuatu and Nauru, and we also pick up some kids from Papua New Guinea as well. So they form that one South Pacific representative team, and yeah.
Highfield adds that the Under-16 Championship will open doors for young talented players to secure contracts.
Queensland Under-16 State Championships it's an opportunity for us to develop a talent pathway. So the best kids from the Oceania Cup get selected as a South Pacific representative team. They'll travel over to Brisbane early next year to participate in that Academy Champs. So it's an opportunity for them, if they're good enough, to get selected to represent Queensland in the National Championships. And that's the talent pathway we've got. This year we had one Papua New Guinean boy selected, and he's now in the top 40 athletes in Australia coming through that Queensland talent pathway.
All-Stars head coach Matelita Tulevuka says young players who are representing Fiji in the Oceania Cup have gelled well.
Some comes right up from Nitasiri, Nakelo, Nuku Televu, Laotoka and Nandie, and some from the Suva area.
Meanwhile, Oceania Cup finals will be played tomorrow. Luciana Tangedakimbao, FBC Sports.
Today's play of the day comes from the Turkish Football Super League. It had been 2 months since Peter Sikulatic scored a goal for Gen Club Alaglis, but he made it well worth the wait with this stun against Sivasspor over the weekend. That's it from Sports Tonight. Join Angie later on with weather and in new media. Facebook launches a version of Messenger for children. That's right after the break.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon ko ndo talita kana Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Yang kuyazo sila tale, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu pinasibale, bumengunturongo. Barong na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti na bonga ni BNN.
In new media, Facebook now has a version of Messenger designed specifically for kids to chat with approved context. But what will parents opt in for? It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. Hope you enjoyed your long weekend with some fantastic sunshine, but it's back to reality. For today, for once, I know it was really very hot with on and off showers in a few places of the country. Taking a look in the west, it was mostly cloudy with light showers. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, humid with cloud cover and heavy showers. And up north, the sun is always a big yes on this side. So many fun stuff to do now since it's the holiday season. At sea, northwest to southwest winds 10 to 15 knots with moderate seas. And for the tides, high tide tonight will be at 8:39 with the low tide tomorrow morning at 3:09. See the beauty of sunrise at 6:22. For tomorrow, the day is all clear apart from rain right in the afternoon. Tomorrow's temps, Lambasa will be scorchy with highs of 31 degrees. And looking further on to Thursday, there is more rain indicated. The umbrellas must be tired by now. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. On Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, how do you rate Fiji's performance at the Dubai Sevens over the weekend?
I think that the team was unfit and they don't have much speed to beat South Africa and England.
Fiji played really well in their games, which I saw, and they did make our mistakes, but wish them all the best in their next performance.
It's good when they reach the semi-final. Well, it's a good performance.
They have to improve a little bit here and there, and they can really make it. And sometimes they have to time and again change the strategy, which I think the coach is well aware of.
Luxury brands are switching gears at this year's Los Angeles Auto Show. Manufacturers once known for iconic sports cars are facing an identity crisis, trying to compete with Tesla's electric autos while still serving Americans' love of SUVs. Recapping the main stories, fire destroys Laotoka Hospital operating theatre, first sugar sale under fair trade deal, and November sees 21 charged for sexual offences. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question this week, we are asking, do you think enough is being done to help rape victims? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day. The beautiful shot was taken at the famous picnic spot in Diumba, Navo by Sarah Mbainivanua. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight from the team and I. Stay safe. Good night.
Bula, kera mai Laotoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Kaya na rin siya. Usiku minasoma futikola ndo talita na radio Fiji 1 kina domoy viti.
Kaya kuyazo sila tale, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang Provincial menguntur rongo, barong na radio Fiji 1 nandomoy viti.
Na radio Fiji 1 nandomoy viti na bonga ni BNN.